I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again.
Disney wants to make more woke films that tank at the box office. They are more than welcome to do that, but maybe think of an original idea. Maybe not destroy a classic from my childhood and put an actress in there that not only hates the plot and the storyline of the movie she's in, but also seemingly hates Snow White, the character, herself.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, where we bring you all the juiciest entertainment gossip. Today, we're diving into some serious Disney drama that's been making waves across the internet, especially with the highly anticipated but highly controversial Snow White 2025 movie. So grab your popcorn because this is a story you won't want to miss. We'll break it all down for you. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's start with the casting choice that had everyone talking, Rachel Zegler being chosen as the new Snow White. From the moment this news dropped, social media exploded with mixed reactions. Fans and critics alike took to Twitter, Instagram, and just about every other platform to share their thoughts. Some people were excited, but a lot of others, not so much.
The only way that I can accept Disney doing this is the idea that they have to do it in order to maintain the IP. And so they're just doing this over and over in order, it's like they have to do this for like copyright law.
This was a stunning misstep by Disney because they released the first look and it's horrifying looking.
I think it's a weird thing with like the CGI and like most of these live action Disney things, but like looking at those things, they just are grotesque creatures of the night and do not belong in a children's movie.
Disney found a way to cast somebody for Snow White whose entire personality on a marketing tour for the movie is, I hate Snow White. This is Rachel Zegler. Her incredibly off-putting personality is not the only thing you will get out of Rachel Zegler while talking to her. She will remind you that she hates Snow White.
They're remaking the movie. They just got rid of the dwarfs. Okay,
but what do they call them?
Why would they get rid of the dwarves, though?
Magical creatures.
But they have one token dwarf amongst these magical creatures. You actually just went backwards. You actually just erased the dwarfism side of it.
The debate over whether Rachel was the right fit for such an iconic role quickly became a trending topic.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
But what's even more intriguing is what's been happening behind the scenes, away from the public eye. According to sources close to the production, director Mark Webb had some pretty strong opinions about Rachel. He reportedly described her as toxic and difficult to work with, which, let's be honest, is a pretty harsh critique, especially in an industry where reputation is everything. This kind of comment raises a lot of questions about what was really going on during filming. Was Rachel's casting a mistake, or is there something more complicated at play here? These behind-the-scenes dynamics make you wonder if the choice to cast Rachel was purely about her talent, or if there were other factors involved. And let's not forget that fiery moment back in November, when Rachel made headlines for a very different reason. She sent out a strong message to her critics, telling anyone trying to blackmail her with money or ads to, well, take a hike. Rachel was all about standing her ground and made it clear that she wouldn't compromise her values, even if it meant losing out on some major opportunities.
Like, when you leave the scene, I turned to the camera and I was like, gal's mad. It was we have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because we cast a guy in the movie, Andrew Burnap, great dude. But it's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
But here's where things get tricky. Did that bold stance on free speech end up costing her more than just a few gigs? It's a classic case of standing up for what you believe in. But in the high-stakes world of Hollywood, every move comes with a price. Now, let's shift our focus to Disney's approach to diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI for short. While most people support the idea of giving everyone a fair shot, fans are questioning whether Disney was more focused on ticking off diversity boxes than actually finding the best actress for the role of Snow White.
Disney reporting its quarterly earnings results beating analyst expectations on both the top and bottom line. The House of Mouse posting earnings of 99 cents per share and $23.5 billion in revenue for the first quarter of 2023. This is the first earnings report since Bob Iger made his surprise return as Disney CEO back in November. Iger sharing the company's plans to cut costs, which include reducing the workforce by 7,000 jobs.
This debate only intensified when the trailer dropped, and the backlash was nothing short of explosive. Fans quickly took to social media to express their disappointment, with some even calling for a boycott of the movie. It's one of those rare moments where you can feel the tension rising with every tweet, every post, and every comment. So how did Disney respond to all this drama? They made a surprising move. They cut ties with Rachel Zegler entirely. Not only did they remove her from the Snow White project, but they also pulled her from several other major films she had lined up. This includes a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie, which was expected to be a huge blockbuster, and a Pixar film that was set to go head-to-head with Shrek 5. Just like that, Rachel's future with Disney was suddenly up in the air, leaving many to wonder if this was the end of her relationship with one of the biggest studios in the world. The big question now is, why did Disney take such drastic action? According to some insiders, Disney might have been worried that the controversy surrounding Rachel would hurt their box office returns, and in an industry where profits are king, that's a risk they weren't willing to take.
The reality is that the cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power and what a woman is fit for in the world. And so when we came to reimagining the actual role of Snow White, it became about the fairest of them all, meaning who is the most just and who can become a fantastic leader.
But this story is far from over. Rachel is reportedly gearing up for a legal showdown, planning to take Disney to court over what she claims was an unjustified firing. If this goes to trial, it could turn into one of the most talked about legal battles in Hollywood history, with the potential to set a precedent for how studios handle public backlash and talent disputes. Imagine getting cast in a lead role only to be dropped before you even get to walk the red carpet. And the fallout didn't stop there. Disney is now scrambling to replace Rachel in other big projects, causing a ripple effect that's disrupting their entire production schedule. They even went as far as to cancel plans for a Snow White sequel, which shows just how deeply this controversy has impacted their future plans. It's a move that suggests Disney is trying to distance themselves from the drama and start fresh, but at what cost? And what about the Snow White movie itself? Well, the early test screenings have been less than favorable. Reports are coming in that audiences aren't exactly thrilled with what they've seen so far. Disney's planning additional test screenings in an attempt to figure out what's not clicking, but the initial reactions have already set off alarm bells. This has led to even more questions about whether Disney made the right decisions during the production process. Are they prioritizing the right elements, or has this project been a series of missteps from the beginning? With so much riding on this film, Disney can't afford another major flop. This entire saga has sparked a broader conversation about Disney's casting and hiring practices. Rachel Zegler's experience isn't just an isolated incident. Some industry insiders are calling it part of a larger pattern of mismanagement and poor decision-making at Disney. And these concerns aren't just being whispered behind closed doors. Disney's top executives, including CEO Bob Iger, are reportedly holding emergency meetings to try and figure out how to fix these growing issues before they snowball into even bigger problems. The pressure is on, and the stakes couldn't be higher. How Disney navigates this situation could very well determine the company's direction for years to come. So, what do you think? Did Disney handle this situation the right way, or did they completely fumble the ball? And what do you think this means for their future projects and casting decisions? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so make sure to drop a comment below. And if you're all about staying up to date with the latest entertainment gossip, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got all the hottest stories and behind-the-scenes scoops coming your way. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.